Afternoon. Today I was going to show you what I do when my tubers are coming out of storage and they look like this. So I wanted to show you. So this has been in a cooler over the winter. I bumped my cooler up to 53 degrees and it started to sprout. And now these have sprouted too much for me to plant that into the ground. The sprout was like this short on these ones here, just less than say 4 inches. I can put that in the ground and use that perfectly fine. But this one here is way too long. If you planted this in the ground like this, it would probably get too leggy, and you don't really want to start your season out with a really leggy plant. So if this was me, and also let's just say I wanted to make extra cuttings of this, you could also just throw it away, or you could make extra cuttings. So I would just take the scalpel, and you can see here where the leaves are going to be forming here. This is a leaf axil here, a leaf axil here, a leaf axil here. Well, I'm going to go all the way down and cut it off right here about, I don't know, 1/4 inch before the crown of the tubers right there. So I'll just take a scalpel and cut it like that. And so now I have this long piece. So I'm going to think about trying to capture into my root right here at least one leaf axil, like one of these, probably this one here. And ideally I'd have 2, so I could go to here. I'm going to try to go to there. So I'm going to cut right here just under that leaf axil right there. This part I'm just going to throw away, although you could try to sprout that as well. Maybe I will, just for the fun of it. I'm going to remove the little leaves, and this is kind of looking very pale because it hasn't had any light, but this will start greening up within a couple hours. So I have the 2 leaf axils right there, there and there, and now I'm going to put this into the root riot here. But this is a pretty thick sprout, so sometimes instead of reaming it with the skewer like this and making it a little bigger, sometimes when it's almost pencil thick, I take a pencil and I'll make the hole a little bigger, and then it makes it a lot easier for me to get this in. So you can see that this is kind of funny. It's going kind of crooked like that. It will right itself pretty soon. So anyway, I will now add my tag. Make sure you add your tag and do it like that. So here's another one in here we could look at. This one is just about as long as you would want it to be, but let's just say you're going to plant this and you accidentally knock this off. That happens quite a bit. Again, you can plant this. So I would probably cut this. I would probably leave this and just pull the leaf, little beginnings of leaves like that off. I would probably make this just a little bit bigger, and then I will just put that into the root right like that and try to get it in as far as I can, and then again make a tag and put a tag on it. These will right themselves, so that will be fine. Also, if you've pre-sprouted your tubers and they're really going to town like some of these here, and you aren't going to be getting into the ground anytime soon, you can also take cuttings off of this. So what I would do here is I'm looking for at least 1 leaf axil. So I'm going to pull these leaves off, but I'm going to take a cutting right here. I'm going to leave this kind of short, and it will push some secondary buds there and there. Oops, I broke that. That'll be fine. And so then I'll take this over here. I'll remove these lower leaves. So I'm removing these leaves. I'm going to cut this a little shorter. You don't want to have that much going into the root riot ahead of the leaf axil there. So you want to get within 1/4 inch of the leaf axil. And what you want to do then is put it right into here. You can put some rooting compound on it, but it's not really necessary for dahlias. And then you want to make sure you write up a tag and put that in. And then this one's already green, so it should do just fine. Sometimes if these leaves are really big like this, I will just take and have them like this, and just rip the leaf in half And what that does is it allows the leaf to, has less to transpire, kind of to sweat and to take care of. And it makes it a little easier for it to put all its energy into making a nice root set. I don't know if I told you, but usually I give a little bit of water onto the root riot before I plant into them. These I already wetted, but I just wanted to show you that sometimes the root riot comes a little on the drier side and I will wet them. Again, I put a little bit of water underneath, about that much, and I will also be working with a dome over all these. That's important. I will give them a spray of water here and then put the dome over it. It'll be on 71 degree heat, and the light will be probably up about, I don't know, a foot to 18 inches off of that, just to give it a little bit of light. So that's kind of it for today. Oh, and if you have tubers that are, you know, starting to sprout, but they just have a little sprout on them, I will just put this right into the ground and put, you know, 4 to 6 inches of dirt just right over it. This will keep working its way up through the soil until it gets to the top of the soil. And you can see this already has a root system on it. So that means that you could start watering this one right away. If they don't have a root system on them, it's best if you can wait. And if your soil is bone dry, you may want to get it a little bit wet before you plant, a couple days before you plant. So that's pretty much it. Have a good day.